My brothers and sisters in Christ, today, and I apologize in advance for the low-tech production today. If you saw the midweek update, Carmen Benitez and I are in Orlando, Florida at the Cathedral Ministry Conference this week, and so I had some prepared videos, but now I'm doing low-tech from my hotel room here. So today's reflection, as we're continuing this first week of Ordinary Time, we hear in the Gospel of in the Gospel of Mark, the continued urgency of Jesus' mission shortly after his baptism. And part of that urgency is expressed often in figments of time, the constant use of the word immediately that Mark uses. But we see a different kind of urgency in today's passage with the healing of a leper. In this, the language sometimes doesn't carry the full weight for us in English as it does here. When the leper says, "I want to be made clean, will that you make me clean?" Jesus says, "I do will it be made clean." For us, we think of clean just of healing of leprosy, which is certainly what is front and center here. But the weight of the state of being unclean with leprosy was something so much more. Not only the great physical ailment, but being deemed perpetually unclean meant being outcast, being separated from everyone, not welcome into civilized society, not welcome amongst of others, no touch, just to be completely estranged. And so the yearning of the human heart to be made clean, to be restored in this way is powerful. And so Jesus' heart is moved with pity because this is exactly what he's come to do. Not all of us are physical lepers, but in our sin, all of us are lepers spiritually. We're estranged from God, we're estranged from one another, the things that divide us, that isolate us. And so this is the heart of the Redeemer. The heart of his mission is to make us clean. And it strikes me as subtle but powerful that the very action, along with the other miracles Jesus does, this healing, we see that the leper is restored, and yet it is Jesus himself now that, while he's not made technically unclean, the consequence is that he now has to stay outside the towns. He can't enter a town openly. And so, as a foreshadowing of the cross, Jesus comes through his own radical abandonment and taking our sin upon himself to set us clean, to restore us to the fullness of life. And so we can offer him any longing of our heart, those places that are wounded, that cry out for healing and restoration, and know that we find a heart moved with pity in Jesus, who does will us to be made clean.